I challenged myself to 100 days of hard mode Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley has been one of my favorite games to relax with, and I really wanted to challenge myself like I never have before. I went into this with a few different challenges in mind. First, I wasn't allowed to die or pass out. If I did, I would have to start completely over. Next, I had to fully complete the community center, which means the Stardew Valley gods really had to be on my side. In addition to this, I had to make 1 million gold in total earnings before the end of the 100 days. I also had a personal goal of making sure my farm wasn't ugly, because my farm is always ugly, and it really makes me sad. I also refused to use any mods, and this was going to be a completely vanilla, pure Stardew Valley challenge. I knew this was going to be hard, but I didn't know just how lucky I was going to need to get. Day 1 started like any other day. I made Chunky Cow Farm, sans chunky cows, cleared the area where I'm going to be planting my parsnips, struggled with the game's resolution, and then finally got my life together. Just hit 3 PM and I'm already almost out of energy. Finally, I headed over to Pierre's to buy some more parsnip seeds, and then got the planting on lockdown. Out of energy and out of snacks, I ended up going through the trash cans like a dirty little trash panda for anything so I could water the plants. Defeated, I went to bed. Needless to say, day 1 did not go well. Hopefully, day 2 would go better. I got up, watered the rest of my plants. I then met up with Willie and got his old, wet, nasty rod. Tested the rod a bit, mostly this time so I wouldn't be caught without snacks ever again. Lots and lots of fishing today. We managed to get to level 1 foraging and level 1 fishing. Day 3 was a godsend. It was raining, which means we didn't have to waste any energy on watering our parsnips, so I dashed straight to the ocean to fish. We did so much fishing. I then cleared some land on the farm and went back to bed. The next day I tended to my whittle bitty garden, foraged a bit more, and then spent some time fishing in preparation for the mines to be open. Day 5 was gonna be a busy day. It was finally mining day, but more importantly, it was the first parsnip harvest. I also went to Pierre's to buy some potato seeds, but sadly, not as many as I hoped since I missed watering my plants on day 1. We finally opened the community center, and then I got to level 10 in the mines by the skin of my teeth. We leveled up farming and mining, and made a whopping 187 gold. I woke up on day 6 excited and ready to go, but little did I know that it was about to be the worst day that I've ever had in Stardew Valley. The day started off well by harvesting our parsnips, heading to Pierre's to pick up more potatoes and getting those planted, and this is where things went downhill fast. I entered the mines starting at level 10 and spent the entire day stuck on floor 14, completely unable to find the ladder to level 15. Frustrated and concerned about the success of our challenge, I went to bed. Day 7 would prove to be a better day. We still really needed to get sprinklers, but we watered our plants, protected with a scarecrow, and then headed over to the wizard's house to complete opening the community center, where we completed our first bundle to get these spring seeds, which we then sold to Pierre for 1,050 gold, bought more potatoes, expanded our farm, and then I dove back into the mines, finally getting to level 15 just before passing out. Since I still didn't have sprinklers and I was wasting a lot of energy, days 8, 9, and 10 were spent mostly fishing and diving into the mines. Although on day 10, we did get our cat and we named him Flapjack. Day 11 was our first potato harvest day, and while it might have not have been the largest harvest because of my previous mistakes, it did infuse us with a little bit of cash in preparation for strawberries, and we were able to get into the mines and dive down to level 30. I was definitely falling behind where I wanted to be at this point in our playthrough, but things were eventually going to start looking up for us. Unfortunately, day 12 was not going to be that day. It was potato harvest day, but I had horrible luck in the mines, so I gave up and started prepping the farm for tomorrow. I woke up on day 13 ready to go. I harvested all of my patatas and parsnips, but today was egg day, and I needed to exact revenge on Abigail. And guess what? I completely dominated her and all of the children, got my straw hat, planted all of my strawberries, and was able to get to level 4 farming. A pretty good day. I spent day 14 foraging, planting, and watering new crops, and since it was a good luck day, I decided to go into the mines and got down to level 40 before having to go to bed. Days 15, 16, and 17 were all pretty much the same, using up all of my energy in the morning trying to water all of my crops without sprinklers, and then going into the mines and completely struggling to get down to level 50. This is the worst luck I've ever had in the 400 plus hours that I've played Stardew Valley. Although by day 17, I was able to amass a whopping 4 garbage sprinklers. On day 18, I decided it was finally time to upgrade our pick. I got a couple of things done around the farm, gathered up my resources, and sprinted over to Clint's, only to realize that I was broker than a tooth fairy in a house full of meth heads. Day 19 was in fact a lucky day, but somebody forgot to inform the mines because it was the worst day I've had in the mines so far. But day 20, it was cauliflower day, which means I got to make about 2,000 gold and finished off the day with a lot of fishing. The next day, things were starting to look up. It was our first strawberry harvest, so we picked those and took them to Pierre's to make a pretty penny, and finally upgraded our pickaxe. I also decided it was time to upgrade our fishing rod. I'm gonna become the monger of fish, because I can't get anywhere in the mines and I'm just gonna stuff my pockets full of fish. Oh, and we also got to farming level 5, and I picked up tiller as our profession. Day 22 is where my biggest gamble yet begun. Began? Demetrius came to our house and we had to make a big choice. What were we going to do with our cave? We were going to go with a logical choice of mushrooms, or were we going to gamble our whole community center dreams on bats and hope that we would get enough apples without planting an apple tree? Guess which I chose. Day 23, and it's finally a rainy day. It's time to fish, baby. We still need to catfish for the community center, and we need to get to level 50 in the mines, which we finally did achieve today. Also leveled up fishing and took on the fisher profession. On day 24, I watered the crops and headed straight for the mine. I was able to go from level 50 to level 64 before every single bat and ghost in existence decided to try and accost me, and I didn't get to level 65. Days 25, 26, and 27 were all dedicated to getting as far in the mines as I could before summer. I was not going to go into another season without having good sprinklers, and this was the worst mine run that I have had in the history of Stardew Valley. But by day 27, I was able to get to level 80 plus in the mines, and I had enough gold to make better sprinklers. Thank God. The last day of spring was upon us. I went and got my axe upgraded, donated some stuff to the museum, and unfortunately still have not been able to find red cabbage from the purple pig lady, which the whole playthrough was essentially hinging on, so I really needed to get lucky. I finished all of my fancy sprinkler upgrades and then prepared for summer. Oh, the first days of summer, which means it's blueberry season. So I spent the majority of day 29 just prepping for our blueberry patch, and I really want to start getting the farm to not look like complete garbage because it is one of my challenges, and so far it doesn't look great. Day 30, I spent tending to the blueberries and planting some other crops that we needed for the community center, and then spent the majority of the day just kind of clearing out the farm. Days 31 and 32 were spent mostly in the mines, prepping for some more farming upgrades. I did get a silo from Robin in preparation for our first animals, and I planted some more blueberries. I also walked into the fruit cave and got stuff for the community center. On day 33, it was our first lightning storm. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to take advantage of it because I wasn't able to make any lightning rods, but I did spend some time trying to make the farm at least a little bit pretty. Also spent some time in the mines and leveled up combat. The next day, I continued the farm beautification process, cleared some land, and tended to our sweet, sweet berry babies. On day 35, I got the final crop portion of my farm complete and got a lot of fishing done. Then on day 36, I finished another bundle in the community center, cracked some geodes, and spent some time filling out the museum. On days 37 and 38, I spent a lot of time clearing out the farm, mining for more sprinklers, and planning out how the rest of the farm layout was going to work, and also fished a lot to continue leveling up my fishing skill. Day 39 was going to be a good day. It was our first village luau, and I was feeling particularly chaotic this day, so I decided to add a puffer fish to the community luau pot. Needless to say, it went really, really well. Day 40, it was finally time for us to get our first chicken coop built. We also turned some more things into the community center and then got back into the mines. We also leveled up foraging and I took the gatherer perk. On day 41, I headed over to Clint's to upgrade my axe again, and then we finished the day out fishing for more stuff for the community center. Day 42 was blueberry and melon day, so we gathered all those up, then headed over to the community center to complete another bundle, and then since our coop was finally done, we got to purchase our first 4 chickens: Nugget, Thicken, Frank, and Cluckerbutt. Day 43, I was finally able to pick up my steel axe from Clint, which means I could start farming out resources for a barn because we really needed to get our animal game going, and I was able to expand our fields a little bit and plant some more crops. On day 44, I cleared the way for a barn, updated some of the bundles at the community center, and finished the day fishing. The next day, it was finally time to get our barn. I also finally caught a sturgeon. Oh my God. Then we dropped back into the mines to get some more materials for more sprinklers. Day 46, another day for blueberry harvesting. We completed another bundle at the community center and then finished off the day in the mines and leveled up our farming. And thank God, when we checked the cart lady, she had the red cabbage we needed for the community center. This whole playthrough hinges on us getting a red cabbage from the purple pig lady before the end of the 100 days. On day 48, the barn was finally complete, which means I could buy some cows. We got the Milk Maiden, Moo-Lissa, Beefany, and then Milkshake. And then we also got things rolling for our next barn. The next day, I decided it was time to get back into the mines, and we got to level 100 and got our first star drop. Day 50, and we're halfway through the challenge. I decided to move some barns around today, fish some more, and the farm is finally starting to look good. Not great, but at least good. We also leveled up to farming level 9. At day 51, I cleared out more of the farm, sold some goodies to Pierre, finished a bundle in the community center, then headed into the mines so I could catch a ghost fish to finish yet another bundle. Day 52, we hit the mines all night long. Day 53, and it was time to purchase some more animals. I picked up 4 cows, spent the rest of the day working the farm and slapping some trees. On day 54, it was a good day. We had a lot of stuff to harvest. I upgraded one of my barns so we could finally get some goats. And with all that being done, we just had to focus on clearing the farm for more materials. By day 55, we had officially made over 200,000 gold in the first 2 seasons, which means I really only had 1 season left to make over 800,000 gold if we stood a chance of achieving our challenges. So I spent the rest of the day making the farm look better, and then got into the mines to get some more resources, and I finally leveled up to level 10 farming and took artisan because it's going to help so much. It's day 56 and it's the final day of summer, which means I really just had to spend the day preparing for the fall crops because we were going to plant a ton of pumpkins and cranberries if we stood a chance of reaching our 1 million gold goal. Day 57 was the first day of fall, which means we had a ton of work to do. I had to plant so many cranberries. I tried to water as much as I possibly could and almost passed out. Day 58, I tended to the animals, fertilized what crops I could, and then headed back into the mines to farm up more materials for sprinklers. The next day, we finally got our first goats. We got Lechonk, Totes, Goatsby, and Goatsart. Farmed some more materials, mostly wood, and finally gated my cows in so they stopped stomping all over my crops. I spent day 60 mostly trying to beautify the farm with some stone walls and just move some things around. On day 61, I decided it was finally time to upgrade my foraging and storage area. It doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look like a hot mess anymore. The next day, I mostly tended to my animals, put some more stuff in the community center to complete an area, which means I finally unlocked the mine carts. Day 63 was a good luck day, so you know what that means. More mining. Day 64 was our first cranberry harvest, so we took those crops to Pierre's to make some sweet money, and it was a good luck day, so we went back to the mines. I spent the next 4 days pretty much just taking care of the farm, clearing out more of the overgrown areas, and tending to our animals. We also upgraded to a deluxe barn on day 67, and then on 68 I completed another bundle in the community center and just took care of the farm some more. On day 69 it was another cranberry day. Day 70 was pumpkin day, which means we got to make a bunch of money at Pierre's, we completed another bundle at the community center, and got a preservation jar that I needed to complete yet another bundle at the community center. The next day I spent most of the day fishing, but this is also the day that I realized that I didn't have truffles yet, which I needed for the community center. And I also didn't have pigs, and pigs take a while to grow up, and there was a solid chance that I was not going to get a truffle before the end of fall, and pigs don't get truffles in the winter, so now to gamble with the purple pig lady that she would one day sell me a truffle. Day 72 was the Stardew Valley Fair, so I spent a bunch of time gambling so I could get myself a new fancy fedora, and somehow managed to win the best garage display. I woke up the next day to realize that our goats had gotten their groove on and created a nice little baby goat, which was pretty awesome. Harvested some more pumpkins, and it was raining, which was awesome. I was able to complete another 2 bundles at the community center, which completed the fish tank. Day 74 was Cranberry Apocalypse Day, and we're halfway to 1 million gold, and I was starting to feel really good about completing all of our challenges. And then I had a small panic attack over corn because I realized I still needed it for the community center. Day 75 was mostly dedicated to making the farm pretty, although I spent a good portion of the day with Willie staring at some water because he really wanted to teach me about gold panning. Then I finished another bundle in the community center. Day 76, I just took care of some farm chores and then dived right back into the mines. We also leveled up combat. The next day I bought some more animals, did some fishing, upgraded my house, then went back into the mines and more fishing. Day 78, I headed to the community center to complete some more bundles and then finished up another room in the community center. Things were looking pretty good. After doing some farm chores on day 79, I found Linus dipping himself in the lake water, and then I fished in the bathhouse to find a secret gift. On day 80, our house upgrade was finally done, which means I had a kitchen and could finally complete some more of the bundles in the community center. I also upgraded my second barn, and then made an area next to the animals all nice and crafty for winter. On day 81, the cranberry gods graced us with a bountiful harvest, and then we purchased another auto grabber for the barns. Day 82 was just a normal day in Stardew Valley. Nothing crazy to report, but on day 83, we had a massive pumpkin harvest, then headed to the mines for a little bit, waiting for Festival of Spirits to start, and then we completed a maze in record time and got the golden pumpkin. The last day of fall was upon us on day 84, which means it was my final harvest of the season and my last chance to stock up on grass for winter for all of our animals. I also visited the Purple Pig Lady in hopes of getting more items for the community center, but I was only able to get a poppy. I still very much needed to get truffle now because I failed to get pigs, but I still also really needed apples because I gambled on bats and didn't plant an apple tree. We also finished another room in the community center and fished some more, and finally finished up the last day of autumn. Day 85 and winter was upon us. I went foraging for more winter goodies and was finally able to set up the greenhouse. We also got 30 winter seeds from the community center bundle and then set them up on my farm. The next day I took care of some things on the farm, did some more fishing, and then got a few things left for the community center. Day 87 and the animals were really putting out, so I increased the amount of things that can produce mayo and cheese, and thank God because we were gonna need that money. I went and bought another chicken coop and 2 more bundles down. Ended the night with some fishing. It's day 88 and we've made over 760,000 gold, but we still needed to get to 1 million. We ran out of food for the animals on day 4, so I went and bought some hay, and then I got 4 more cows. I then dashed off to upgrade my axe once again, and then spent the rest of the day digging into the mines. On day 89, we rushed over to the Purple Pig Lady in the hopes of her having some of the items we needed to complete the community center. Thankfully, I was able to get a sunflower, but I still really needed a truffle and an apple because the bat cave was just not putting out, and I still needed to go to the Skull Cavern to get a fiddlehead fern because I forgot to get one in spring. But I did finally get enough friendship with Caroline so she could take me to her greenhouse, which means the next day I could learn how to make tea saplings. But I still really needed to get to the Skull Cavern, and I only had 10 days left to not only get a fiddlehead fern, but another apple and a rabbit's foot from the pig lady. I had to get so lucky to complete this challenge. On day 91, Pierre came to the farm to rub it in my face that the first year was almost over, but I did get my first lucky rabbit's foot and the Dwarvish translation guide, so I could pick up some bombs to rush through Skull Cavern. And I also finally made the Mahi Mahi roll for the community center. Day 92, I opened up the quarry, then rushed into Skull Cavern, which almost freaking killed me. Day 93, and we got another cranberry harvest thanks to the greenhouse. Then we headed right back out to Skull Cavern, got down to level 9 before getting my butthole beat in. So another day, another dive into the cavern. On day 94, I decided it was time to go buy a weapon from the Adventurers Guild because I was getting whooped in Skull Cavern. I finally got to a dino level just before passing out, but there was no Fiddlehead Fern. Day 95 was another failure in the Skull Cavern. I could not for the life of me get a dino floor, and if I couldn't get this Fiddlehead Fern, this whole challenge is gonna be a failure. On day 96, it was a Friday. We had 2 chances left for the Purple Pig Lady to come in clutch, so we rushed over to the Purple Pig Lady, and oh my god, she had the apple we needed. And then I also remembered we had a truffle that I stored in the fridge, and now I only had one more thing left to complete the community center, the Fiddlehead Fern. Day 97 was more Skull Cavern, and I finally got my Fiddlehead Fern and completed the community center with 3 days left. It's my first time completing the community center in 1 year with no mods. Now I just needed to make 100k more gold. It was day 98 and I still had 70k to get to that 1 million gold, so oh boy did I have some decisions to make. I could go fishing or try my hand at mining to victory. I stopped by the community center to witness the celebration, and after a geode cracking extravaganza and donating some stuff to the museum, I sold off all the rest to try and recoup my costs. I then went fishing for a bit, and I was able to make quite a bit of money. I woke up on day 99 having a total earnings of 997,115 gold. All I needed to do was make 3k more. Gunther stopped by to give me the keys to the sewers so I could start befriending Krobus, and all I had to do was pick up all the cheese that I had lying around the farm and wait for Pierre's to open to finally make that 1 million gold. On day 99, we had a total earnings of 1,001,600 gold. I spent the rest of day 99 searching for Krobus from the secret note and following the footprints to find him behind a bush. I then essentially went on an acid trip with a mermaid at the night market. I decided to just take it easy on day 100 and just really enjoy what we had built so far. I spent some time around the farm, but in general I was just really excited to have completed all of these challenges in under 100 days. I'm by no means a professional Stardew Valley player, and I hadn't played in a long time, and this challenge was a lot of fun and really reinvigorated my love for Stardew Valley. Our challenges are nowhere near complete, and we'll be doing plenty more. And just wait until you see the next 100 days. Make sure to tune in for the live streams if you haven't already. But thank you all so much for watching, and I truly hope you enjoyed it.